guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Reagan. I'm so happy that you're here. We're gonna be doing a reading vlog today. One thing about it now being September, it's not like mid-September, but one thing about it being the fall time now is that I can start reading books off of my fall TBR. I know technically I could have started reading books in my fall TBR anytime, but now that the weather's cooling down just a little bit, I feel better about reading these books because it's just not same reading spooky books in the summer. It's not the same. So I posted a short and then I also mentioned it a little bit in one of my previous videos. It wasn't like a full dedicated video, but I did mention my fall TBR, and I think I have like 6 or 7 books on there. Nothing crazy, but I only read like 5 to 6 books a month. So I think to have like 6 or 7 total books on my TBR for like the 2.5-3 months of fall, I think that's a perfect number. And we're going to be starting with Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I love Ali Hazelwood so much. This will be my 3rd book by her. I've read The Love Hypothesis and Check and Mate, and I loved both of those. And Heather McAlery is actually the one that inspired me to read this. I know that she absolutely loves this book. I know that Destiny does not, she didn't like this book, so very conflicted reviews on Goodreads, but this seems right up my alley, and I love Ali Hazelwood's writing, so hopefully I like it. All I know about it is that it is kind of like a marriage of convenience between a girl vampire and a boy werewolf. That's literally all I know about it. I'm really hoping I like this. I've been wanting to read this for probably since the beginning of this year, but I've been holding it off until this time. And also the second book in this series comes out in like 2 or 3 weeks. It's called Mate. So hopefully I just really like this. I know I'm babbling. I just really want to like this, and I have high hopes, and I probably shouldn't, because if I don't like this, then I'm gonna be really sad. But yeah, I don't know how many books we're gonna read in this video. Maybe at least 2, hopefully 3. Depends on how fast I'm reading these books. But I'm so excited to start checking these off of my fall TBR. If y'all have any more recommendations for books to read during fall, definitely let me know in the comments. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into reading. Wrong page. I am 36 pages in, which is chapter 2, and I actually am already a little bit into chapter 2, but I had to stop because I really like this quote. The main girl, she's a vampire, and she's talking about her best friend right now, and how when her best friend and her like first became friends, her friend was asking all these questions about vampires, because like vampires are made out to always like have like I don't know, just different things, like the stereotypical like what you think when you think of a vampire. And so her friend was like, how many people have you killed? And she went 0. How many people have you killed? She goes, hey, I'm human. She goes, humans kill all the time. And then this is the quote that I like. The friend went, yeah, but indirectly, by making health insurance too expensive or stubbornly opposing gun control. That's literally what's wrong with today's world, is opposed gun laws and expensive health insurance. But I am really liking it so far. I'm actually really liking it. I was a little bit worried because I know it's like one of Heather's favorite books, and I went back and read her review today, and she literally said in her review like the fact that I think most people won't like this. So then I was like, oh shit. Yeah, I don't know, I'm really liking it. Basically the Wares and the vampires, they're not like at war. They have been at war before, but they're not currently, but they're also like not on good terms. Like they don't cross into like each other's territories. And so the dad of the main vampire girl, he is like the head vampire, and he's trying to like create alliances with the Wares. And so he's proposing that his daughter, the main girl, her name is Misery, he proposes that she marries the new like alpha wolf or whatever, to like, you know, have ties with them. And so the prologue was like the moments leading up to the wedding, and you saw that, and then it kind of like went backwards, and now we're back in present day, so it's kind of like a little bit confusing. But yeah, overall I'm really liking it, and I think this is the cutest cover I've ever seen. I'm literally obsessed, and I love Ali Hazelwood's writing. I am literally having the time of my life reading this book. I am about halfway through, or a little bit less than halfway through, but I'm on page 163, which is chapter 13. And I am discovering new tropes that I like from this book. So one big aspect is found family in this book, okay? And like I've always loved found family. One really weird thing is that, so in Shield of Sparrows, the book by Devney Perry that I read, it was either before this or the one before that, one of the big tropes was also found family in that book, but more specifically, there was a little girl named Evie who the main character really took a liking to and started to almost be like a mother towards. And the same thing is kind of happening in this book. There is a little girl named Anna, her full name's Liliana, but the main girl Misery is like starting to take a real liking to her, even though she didn't really like her at first, and children kind of like freak her out as a vampire, but it is so cute and I love her, and I'm really liking this found family aspect, but like specifically between the main character and the child. I don't know why that's a new trope, like specifically children becoming friends with like the main characters in books. I don't know. Another weird aspect, not weird, but I did not think that one of the big like parts of this book would be about Serena's the friend missing. Misery, the main girl, is looking for her best friend Serena, who went missing a few months ago, and that's like a big aspect of the book, is she's in the werewolf territory and she thinks that they may have something to do with her best friend's sudden disappearance, and so she's kind of now like looking into that. Yeah, overall I'm just having the best time ever. I definitely will be picking up Mate, the companion novel to this that comes out either later this month or early October, but I'll definitely be picking that up when it comes out because I already know I'm gonna finish this book, and like I don't know if it's gonna be 5 stars. It's gonna be really close to 5 stars. We'll see, but that's my little update for right now. I have just read some interesting parts in this book. They were some very intimate scenes, and I think that this may be one of the reasons why some people may not like this book. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it was definitely weird. Like, think about an intimate scene, but think about it trying to work between a vampire and a werewolf. Just try to imagine what that could be like. And so, I mean, I ate it up. I thought it was amazing. What's so funny is that I know I've talked about Heather so much in this video, but she's the one that inspired me to read this book, Heather McLary. And I was just on Instagram taking a break from reading, and she did that like trend where it's like 5 books I love, like 4 movies I love, 3 whatever. I don't know exactly how the trend goes, but for the 5 books that she loves, she literally put Bride, and I commented and I was like, girl, you inspired me to read this, and it is like, I'm obsessed with it. Yeah, there's been a few intimate scenes, and I'm really liking it. I don't think it's gonna be everyone's cup of tea, but I'm enjoying it. I forgot to tell y'all what page I'm on. I'm on page 289, which is chapter 23. I only have that top part left to go, so I'm almost there. If I wanted to finish this tonight, I think there's like 110 pages left. I want to say I'm not going to finish this tonight, but I'm also crazy when it comes to books that I love, so we'll see. Also, can you hear my dog licking and cleaning himself? Zeus. I'm trying to talk, and he went right back to it. Okay, I'm going to keep reading. We'll see how far I get tonight. I'm so sorry. I know the lighting is probably horrible, but it is, I don't even have my watch on. Why did I just do that? It is 11 p.m. and my boyfriend already went to bed, and usually I go to bed with him, or at least I like lay in bed and read on my Kindle, but I'm 50 pages away from finishing this book, and it is getting way too good. So I was like, I'm gonna come out here tonight because I feel like I have to finish this book. Also, I had seen reviews on well, it was just Destiny said, well, her review of this book was like something like, I can never read the word not again, and I was like, what is that gonna mean? Yeah, we just got to that part and I was not expecting that. I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't this. Not saying I hated it though. I'm not saying I hated it. I really didn't. I'm obsessed with this book. Like, I genuinely am like 99% sure this is gonna be a 5 stars, but anyway, it's 11. I'm gonna finish this book. I probably won't give y'all my like full rundown of the book tonight. It'll probably be tomorrow morning, but we're gonna sit out here and finish this. Oh my gosh, guys, I ended up finishing Bride last night at like 12:30 in the morning. I sat out here while my boyfriend was asleep and I finished this. I could not put it down, and I love this book. It is easily a 5 stars. I am obsessed with it. I definitely don't think this book is for everyone. It is very spicy. Not like throughout the whole book, but the spice scenes that there are pretty spicy, and they're definitely different. They're definitely different because, like I said, think about a vampire and a werewolf doing it. And like they're both human, you know, like they both look human and stuff when obviously when the werewolf's not in his werewolf form. But there's just some complications, and there's like a little bit of a difference between the werewolf and human anatomy, and so it's just a little bit different. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it at that. But I was here for it. I loved it so much. This is easily a 5-star read for me. I cannot wait now for Mate to come out. We have like 2 or 3 weeks. So I need to like display this on my shelf. I'm not even joking. Like I wanna have it to where it's like faced like this, you know, like turned out. I don't want to just see the spine, like I want to see the full thing. I do have a stand where like you can put the book in it, you know, and it like keeps it upright, but I'm using that for something else that I don't really want to take off of it. So I think I'll just do a little bit of rearranging and like prop this up. I love this book so much. I literally, if you like spice, I'd recommend it. Just know it's a little bit different from normal spice, but it's worth it. I think I'm gonna go into Red Rising by Pierce Brown. This is the second book, or one of the other books that was on my fall TBR. I'm scared to go into this. I really am. It has really small print. Oh my God. I don't know if y'all can see. This is like smaller print, not the smallest I've ever seen, but I'm nervous. And it's also sci-fi. I don't know if I've ever read a sci-fi. Actually, that's a lie. I've read one sci-fi book before, and it was like okay. Didn't love it, didn't hate it. So I'm a little nervous to go into this. But I feel like if I am gonna read this book, it needs to be during the fall. So this is the only other book on my TBR that I have physically right now. So we're gonna start this. And plus, like 2 or 3 of the books on my 3 of the books in my fall TBR aren't even out yet. So like I really don't have much of a choice. The only other 2 books that are out are like the Society of Witches, the Irregular, or like the Magical Innkeeper. Do y'all know what I'm trying to say? I'll put the books up on the screen. I don't remember the names. Anyway, we're gonna start this. All I know is that actually, there's like a really small synopsis. It says, his wife taken, his people enslaved, driven by a longing for justice and the memory of lost love, Darrow will stop at nothing to bring down his enemies, even if he must become one of them to do so. Okay. We're gonna start this. I don't know how long this is gonna take me. I'm a little bit scared, but we're gonna start it, and I'll talk to y'all once I get a little bit into it. I have made it to chapter 4, which is literally page, oh my God, it's like dark in here. I can't even see. Chapter 4, which is page 28, and no, I'm not vibing with it so far, not yet. So basically we have Darrow. He is the main male character, and they live on Mars. They actually live under Mars. I thought this was going to be like a settlement on top of, like on Mars surface, but no, they live like in Mars, under the surface, under the ground. So we have Darrow. He's like literally 16 or 17 years old, and he is a part of the Red. There's like different, not societies, there's different like classes of people kind of. So there's like the Reds, the Grays, and I think the Goldens, which the Goldens are obviously like the top. And then I don't know, I don't completely understand it, but he's a part of the Red like society. And I don't know if it's all Reds are like the diggers, but he basically is like a miner. I forget what the actual name is in here, but he goes really, really, really far underground into Mars to like drill for stuff. And that's kind of what the first chapter was about, like him being underground doing his job, and how there's something called the Laurel. I don't entirely understand it, but it's like, oh my God, see, I'm confusing myself. So I think there are people on Earth. Like this is not a world to where like everyone lives in space. Like there are people that live on Earth. They're just trying to make Mars a like place where, you know, future generations can live, like make it more habitable. But the Laurel is something like packages that get shipped from Earth with like different foods and like accessories and, you know, like body stuff like that. And it's usually given to like one society at a time, or like one color at a time. I'm not sure, but Darrow keeps saying that like they haven't gotten it yet, and you have to like earn it through your work. And I honestly don't know. This book is really confusing me so far. I hope it gets better, and I do think it's gonna get better, but yeah, so far, pretty confused. tried to refilm this clip like 4 times because I get talking and then I don't even know what I'm talking about because of how confusing this is. The book has gotten a lot better from when I last talked to y'all. I still don't think sci-fi is my cup of tea. Like, I don't know if I'll continue this series. But I am halfway through the book now. I'm on page 174, which is chapter 23. It has gotten a lot better. So when I last talked to y'all, I was under the impression, or I guess the reader would have been under the impression from where I was in the book, that the Red Society, like the people that are the Reds, they live under Mars and they're like miners, they live underground, you know, and that's all they thought society was. Like, they were under the impression from their leaders that they were making Mars habitable for future generations to live like on top of Mars. Well, it turns out Darrow, the main guy, he's been recruited by this, I guess, like rebel group, and he has shown that life on Mars, like on the surface of Mars, is actually already like super modernized, and there are like cities with millions and millions of people living on Mars surface. He did not even know that was like a thing, and it's all of the golds. So, and it's like all of the other colors besides the reds. So like the golds, the pinks, and there's like each color indicates different like occupation. So like pinks are like basically prostitutes, and the golds are like the high earning, like they're like army leaders, like those types of people. And then it's like the greens or the doctors and stuff. It's kind of confusing, but he's recruited by this rebel group who is like, your leaders are lying to you. There's so much more going on than you think. Like, Mars has skyscrapers and like cities full of millions of people, and there's, you know, animals and birds and gardens and playgrounds and restaurants and stuff. And so he's actually taken out and shown all of this going on the surface of Mars. And he's like, your governments, your leaders have been lying to you. You know, like everyone underground thinks that that's all that there is on Mars, but there's actually so much more on the surface. And so he basically goes through this transformation where they basically like redo this man. Like, they take him apart and put him back together to make him a gold. So it's like they give him new eyes, they like break his bones and give him new bones and like new muscle and like new hair, and they like carve out his sigils and give him the gold sigils so that he can present himself as a gold person to get into the institute, which is like this pristine academy. I honestly don't know what the academy's for. It's just for like the really high top pristine people in society. So he passes as a gold after all these like tests and stuff, and he gets in, and that's kind of where we're at right now. They're just going through a lot of like we're learning everyone that's like in the institute with him, and he has like a lot of different, I don't want to say they're friends, but he's getting, you know, like acquaintances, and nobody knows that he's a Red, but he's basically in this institute to like take them down from the inside, you know. And I have a feeling that he's actually going to grow close with these people, and he's not going to. But now it's reminding me of like a typical fantasy book, because they're at like a castle, and they're in like this lush, the way that it's described is they're in this like lush valley with like these beautiful like green valleys with flowers, and there's horses and goats and trees and birds and like all this stuff. And I'm like, are y'all not on the surface of Mars? I'm so confused. I mean, I know it's sci-fi, so it's like some stuff is made up and like far-fetched, but like it's a little confusing, but it's getting a lot better. I'm very intrigued. They're now like going to battle different like, I forget what they're called, like not tribes. They're about to like start battling other castles and stuff. I don't know, it's starting to feel very like typical fantasy book now that they're in like a castle in this beautiful lush valley. But he's basically just in this institute pretending to be a gold to take them down from the inside, and I'm liking it more than I did at the beginning. I didn't find it interesting when they were underground, but now that they're like in this modernized city above ground, it's a lot more interesting. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I'm halfway through. I'm gonna try to get to, what page am I on right now? 174. I really want to try to get to page like 250 today, so that tomorrow I only have like a little over 100 pages left. We'll see. I also found out that this is free on Spotify, the audiobook is, so I might listen to that while I do like a workout here soon. I just feel like this book might be like too confusing to listen to an audiobook. We'll see. I don't know if I remembered to mention this in the last clip that I literally took like 10 seconds ago, but this book is very much reminding me of like a book that you would read in like I'm thinking middle school. I think that this may be a little bit too mature for middle schoolers, but like, did y'all ever have to read the books like Fahrenheit 451 or like The Giver or Catcher in the Rye, like those sort of stuff? And then like, you know, you had to read a certain amount by a certain date and then you'd have a discussion in class about it. Like, that's what this is feeling like. I feel like it has a lot of political undertones. We're learning about like government control and just the lies that basically the government will spew to people. And it's very much feeling like this is a book that I would have read in class and then we would have like discussions over it. Okay guys, I just finished Red Rising like 10 minutes ago and I immediately need to talk about it because I don't know where I stand with this book. So I think I had mentioned the last time I talked to y'all, which I didn't give y'all very many updates during this book just because I don't know, but like I wasn't enjoying it at first and so I just like didn't really care to talk about it. But anyway, I think that this book got better like the more I was reading. So it's like the middle was a lot better than the beginning, but the end was a lot better than the middle. This book just turned into like not even really feeling like sci-fi. I mean, like it definitely did because they have technology in this book that like we obviously don't have. Like they have grav boots, which are basically like little jetpacks that you wear on your feet. It's kind of like those water things where you can like a jetpack over the water. Like they have that, they have like force shields that they can like put around themselves, like stuff like that. But it doesn't take place on Mars in the way that you would think it does. Like I explained this before too, and I'm just gonna say it again. Like they're on Mars, I think still. There's literally like X amount of houses. There's like House Jupiter, House Mars, House Venus, House Diana, like just lots of different houses. And they're all trying to basically become the premise or the primus of their house. And then I don't know if it's like one winner overall or like just the winner of each house, but basically everyone's fighting each other. Literally everyone is fighting each other. And Darrow, the main guy, he doesn't even like end up staying with his house because just some drama that went on. And so he has now basically created his own like little army full of people from every house. Does that make any sense? This book is really confusing. But he has his own little army now, and so he's now fighting the like proctors and stuff. The proctors are like in my head I think of them as like gods because they will like descend from Olympus, which is like this floating island or something, and they'll like watch the battles like from the sky. So now he's trying to battle them while also trying to kill basically everyone. I don't know. I think it was getting a lot better and I genuinely was like, not determined, that's not the right word. I really was genuinely interested in how this was going to end. And overall, it was a pretty good book. I don't know if I'll continue the series or not. Like, I'm so on the fence. Like, I feel like I do want to know where this series goes. I know there's like 4 or 5 more books in this series. How many times can I say series? But even if I do keep going with it, I don't think it's something I'm gonna pick up like soon, like maybe in a few months, but it's the next one, which I think is, I don't know if Morning Star, oh wait, it's literally on the back. Okay, so the next one is Golden Sun and then Morning Star. Oh wait, so it says that it's a trilogy, but I know that there are like 2 more thicker books that are like interconnected in this world, I'm pretty sure. I don't know. There's 3 books in the main trilogy. So we'll see if I pick those up. I honestly have no idea if I will. I don't know. I think when I first started this, I was like, this book's gonna be like 2 stars because I was not enjoying it. I think now, because I did like it so much more, I wanna give it 3 stars, but I don't know if the whole book deserves 3 stars. Like maybe the second half deserves 3 stars, but the first half deserved like 2.75. I don't know what I'm gonna rate it. I will put on the screen whatever I end up rating it. I need to think on it for a minute. But yeah, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want me to do another one of me like tackling my fall TBR. One of the books, Spellcaster, that is on my fall TBR actually came out today and it's on Kindle Unlimited. So I think I'm gonna start that. Don't know if I'm gonna read that in like a specific like TBR video. I think it's just gonna be in like a vlog maybe. We'll see. I don't know. But let me know if you guys enjoyed this kind of video. I love you guys so much. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on everything down below. Follow me on Goodreads and Fable so that you can see all the updates on my reading. And yeah, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.